So another series I loved has come to an end. Akame Got Killed, chapter 78, End concludes the journey of Akame, Tatsumi, and the rest of the characters who managed to survive. To start, we get the death that the Prime Minister deserved. He's shown trying to escape, but luckily he's caught by Leone, sporting an awesome new look thanks to fusing with her Danger Beast from her Tegu, similar to what happened with Tatsumi. The only thing that sucks is that this form appeared in the final chapter. It's got a cool design and keeping her badassery intact, and the fusing didn't totally screw her over like it did with Tatsumi, keeping her human form-ish. She delivers a freaking ground-shattering punch to his stomach, making you think it'd be the final blow. But no, it gets better. She drags his fat ass outside and tosses him down to the rebels. He survives the fall and they decide to have their revenge. If you don't want to see some graphic imagery, I'd suggest skipping to this point, but just know that the minister gets what he deserves. They go absolutely insane on this guy's ass. People are lined up like they're going to a damn concert just so they can cut off a piece of the minister's body. Arms, legs, tongue, nose, everything. Everybody gets a chance to carve pain into him. It goes down in history as the most gruesome event to ever occur. It's fucked up, but I'm glad. This guy deserved the absolute worst. Not some half-assed death in a room away from everyone. They got every blood-curdling scream out of him. Leone meets up with Akame, who tries to get her healed, but she denies it. Even she can't believe she's still up and moving around, but she wants her best friend to let her decide how and where she dies. With that, she says goodbye to Akame and goes out for a night of drinking. She finds the place where she first met Tatsumi. It's there she dies with a smile on her face. Kinda similar to how she died in the anime, but this seemed a lot more graceful. Not dying in some random alleyway, but in the spot where she first spotted the guy I think she fell in love with. And then we see the emperors getting beheaded, but takes it with pride. And Suzuka randomly survived and got to take the hand of the woman she loved as death. She starts licking the hand and it's pretty nasty, but not unexpected from a weirdo like her. Then Tatsumi makes a successful attempt in waking up Mine from her vegetative state. Even as this huge freaking dragon, he promises to stay by her side. She wakes up, cries, but embraces Tatsumi's return. It's then revealed she was pregnant with his child, which came as kind of a shock, but not as much as hearing that they lived a peaceful life on the countryside where they had more children. Okay, so does that mean Dragon Tatsumi and Mine? I mean, she could have had twins or something, but that wording gets your mind heading down some weird territories. I can't get over the fact that Tatsumi is a danger beast. I just kind of laugh every time I see him and think he's gonna try and live a normal life and have kids. But Mine is clearly more accepting of his form than me, and that's all that matters. Very glad these two got their happy ending. Wave and Kurome are still together. He's missing some organs thanks to using the two Tegu during the battle. But he's more worried about Kurome, who still has nightmares and regrets about the people she killed. Luckily, she'll have Wave there to take care of her and the support of her sister. That's about as far as the fate of Wave and Kurome goes, but I'm cool with that. This was my favorite pair in the series, and I'm just glad neither of them died. Kurome is going to be screwed in the head for probably the rest of her life, but best boy Wave will be there to take care of her. Akame is still cursed because of Murasame, but has gotten used to the pain. She has no problem taking on assignments to totally rid the kingdom of chaos. Negenda stands by her, vowing to fight for the new royal family. They say she kept true to her word and even ended up adopting a child, but remained single. I think this is a nice tribute to the member of Lubbock. Had he survived, there's no doubt in my mind he would have ended up with Negenda. To kind of wrap things up here, the kingdom is reborn, society is thriving, and Akame was around to stop anyone who threatened to disrupt the peace. Night Raid was known at the end of the Empire era as a criminal organization that shook everything to the core. But in the history books of the New Kingdom, there's not a single word or mention of their existence. It is kind of sad that Night Raid doesn't get the credit they deserved. The countless sacrifices they made in order to get the peace the kingdom eventually got because of them, but I know they weren't in it to go down in history as the saviors. The Empire was overthrown, which means their goal was ultimately achieved. With the kingdom not having a need for assassins, Akame heads out to the east in search of an island named Rongo Rongo. It's rumored that Murasame's origins lie there, which may lead to a way to get rid of her curse. She wishes she could have taken this trip with all of Night Raid, but after a moment of tears, she tells herself she survived. She has to keep on living because even though all she knows is to kill, surely she will find a road to grow from here. And so ends Akame Got Killed. I really don't care about the hate that this series gets. I see it get a lot of shit, and I think some of it is because of the poor anime adaptation, but this manga has been one of my favorites for a few years, and I stand by it. I liked many of the characters and enjoyed the story of a rebellion going up against a disturbing empire. There were clashing ideals along with heartbreaking and gruesome deaths. And I loved the idea behind Tegus. In a way, they kind of reminded me of Zanpakuto's. They sort of choose you and the user forms a bond with it. And this series got a good, fitting ending. Everybody didn't die, many of them got their own version of a happy ending. Everything wrapped up nicely, and we know the fates of every character and the world that they wanted to save. A good conclusion for a series filled with many depressing moments. If you didn't like the anime, I really do recommend reading the manga. It's more brutal, but there's better fights, more coherent storytelling, and most of all, a fitting finale. So long, Night Raid.
Night Raid, fuck yeah, killing again to see the motherfucking day, yeah, Night Raid, fuck yeah, murder is the only way.